Good morning, Mimi 126. How you doing? Well, I'm assuming YouTube is not going to send out my notification this morning. You know how that goes. So we're going to go on and get started. Good morning, everybody. Good morning for all the people that are in the skybox. I hope you guys are having a good Sunday, almost afternoon. So I just wanted to pop on real fast and talk about Nicole Tyler J. Wilson. I'm sure all of us have heard it by now. Nicole Tyler J. Wilson, the apology. Hey, Miss Coco Licious, how you doing? Um, so I want to talk about Nicole Tyler because it's the situation is real scary to me. And it's scary to me because um, well, in case you guys don't know, let me start from the beginning. So Nicole Tyler came online a couple of days ago. She said that she had taken the shot for the vaccine, if you will, and she had been having some complications after she took the shot. She's made a couple of videos, pretty much documenting and chronicling, in my opinion, whistleblowing about her ordeal. What happened to her after she took the shot? She was hospitalized. I saw her latest video, and she's still in the hospital. And the one before the last update, she looked pretty bad. We could clearly tell that there was something wrong with her, and I found it pretty I found it very mean spirited, and I found that Jay Wilson and his lack of social skills or his mean spirited nature was absolutely inappropriate and out of line, right? Along with who else was that talking about it? This Cruiser said some things about it, advocating for this vaccine. Hey Nessa, how you doing? And I think that it is unfortunate that pretty much a whole lot of people in the sector had to shame Jay Wilson into apologizing. His apology, unapology, his sorry, not sorry. I think that that is very unfortunate. And I listened to a little bit of his apology, not apology, because it was very disingenuous in my opinion. It was very disingenuous because number one, because this lady clearly is in the hospital. She is clearly having an adverse reaction to that vaccine, and for Jay Wilson to get on here and pretty much say at first she had the Oscar goes to Nicole Tyler, said she was seeking sympathy. He felt like she really was just acting about her adverse reaction to that shot, right? Because he is in favor for whatever reason of taking the shot, pretty much trying to. I think it's also a scary situation when you try to lead your people, um, like Dr. King said, into a burning house, right? And I say that because we know that when it comes to our melanated people and anything concerning our health, you always have to be suspect. Now, a lot of us have been watching the news, and hey, Red Snapper, and we know that they have been saying forever that this COVID-19 is affecting, the black community. Exactly, I was disappointed. I had to unsubscribe from you. That was poor. It was absolute poor taste. It was uncouth. It was he showed a lack of humanity, and if he was suspect of something like that so serious, he pretty much should have kept it to himself, because it made him look bad. Because he says that he is a man of the cloth or whatever, and so the one teaching that you learn from the Bible is that you know everybody is deserving of respect, and in the Bible it says you owe no man nothing but to love him, right? And so, but when you take that and you act so you present yourself in such a manner as to be pretty much uncouth and uncivilized, you have to you have to side eye, if you will, somebody like that. um yeah, I don't get down like that. You see what I'm saying? And so, if I were Nicole Tyler, I wouldn't even want his apology. I just want that demon to keep my name out his mouth. His energy is absolutely. I mean, and then you should be. My thing is that we are all adults, and because he has lived so long, that you should know the difference. That coupled with the fact that I understand that he's actually met Nicole Tyler offline or whatever when they was doing the taping of the Sean Bradley show or whatever you want to call it. So if you've actually met this person offline, you've actually come in contact with this person. How could you speak about a dire situation, something that she's really going through, and you've met her offline? Now, a lot of the times we have a buffer. Like, I pride myself on having a buffer when it comes to YouTube. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't know anybody offline. You see what I'm saying? I've never. Everybody's different. Everyone has a different reaction to everything, regardless of how he felt about Nicole. It was absolutely inappropriate. That's my thing, and absolutely everybody has a different reaction. But to make light of somebody's situation, my thing is she didn't have this, the way that he reacted towards her videos. I don't know why he thought she was lying. You know what I mean? I think she was in front of. What did he think she was in front of a green screen? I don't know what was going through his head, Mimi. I don't know what he thought. But by the fact that he's actually made contact with this person, and like I said, for me, um, uh, my boundary issue, my buffer, is not ever meeting. Hey, Mimi. Hey, Lex. But my buffer is, um, I don't ever want to meet anybody offline. Now I know some people have these meet and greets and all of this and all of that, but I don't choose to meet anybody offline that I've talked to or talked about. I don't want to meet you offline. That's my boundary. That's my buffer. Because if I meet you offline, like Jay Wilson has met Nicole Tyler offline, how can I then come online, whether I like what you're saying on screen or not? How can I still come online and do the B-sector videos because I've actually met you offline? You see what I'm saying? And so, for that reason, I felt like it was uncouth and it was uncivilized, especially when it comes to somebody that says, he's deep in the word, he's a pastor, so the teachings of the word, and that the way that you presented yourself was absolutely inappropriate. Do you see what I'm saying? But I have said a couple of times, y'all always hear me say it, that the biggest demons are in the church. Now we know this, right? And so, but meeting her offline and then coming online, like I said, and still doing what you're doing, you thought you was being cute. It was absolutely inappropriate. And it was. Even if you never met her offline, by the fact that this lady wasn't lying, she was clearly in a hospital. I heard that one woman saying that she could have been in an urgent care, facility, or meaning that she may not have been, actually in the hospital. Nevertheless, she had an adverse reaction. Didn't he say he was done with the B sector? Was it out? Even no matter if she was in an urgent care facility or in the hospital. Come to find out, she was in the hospital. Um, for real. But it doesn't matter. She was ill. Okay. The shot was blessing because other issues were discussed. Absolutely, I'm getting to that, right. It doesn't matter what the doctor suspects. God is in control. Absolutely, and by His stripes, Nicole will be healed. Amen. Amen. Let's touch and agree. Absolutely. Absolutely. He is a great representation. The biggest demons. Absolutely. He's a great representation of that. Do you see what I'm saying? And so anyway, but I agree, Lex. I agree. I agree. God is always in control, and I want to talk about that too. God being in control in the fact of this pandemic that has been put upon us. I mean, I don't even think that it was of nature or of God. How you doing, Miss Kimmy? What we're dealing with right now. But let me just finish this part about Jay Wilson, right? Because we jumping. I'm jumping the gun. Let me stop reading the chat because I really wanted to share what I think about this whole thing. I don't. We know that I've done a couple of videos concerning this vaccine and this pandemic, especially as it pertains to our melanated selves. I've done a video talking about medical apartheid. And if you guys don't know what medical apartheid is medical apartheid is how our people, in particular, how we are treated when it comes to the medical field. We know that forever they have been experimenting on us. You see what I'm saying? We've heard the stories, the Tuskegee experiment, with the disease that they put upon our people because they wanted to experiment on us. They came to our community. They told us that it was a vaccine for to prevent something going on in our community. Come to find out, they were doing experiments on us, right? On our men, and our men were giving this disease to our women, and it spread throughout our community, right? Even the descendants of the Tuskegee Institute, they tell the tales of their elders, that were given this disease, right? We've seen, we know that when it comes to women, gynecology wouldn't be what it is today, unless they wouldn't have done experiments on on our female organs, because they did experiments on us, black women in particular, slaves, because they felt like black women could withstand more pain. So, like I said, if it was Henrietta Lacks, many of you have heard of Henrietta Lacks. If it, they took her cells and they reproduced and reproduced and reproduced, and didn't even tell her family that they were using her cells. We know that when it comes to black people, our organs are the only organs that can be transferred into any other race or ethnicity of people. It is only our organs, right? We know this. So the list goes on and on. We know that when it comes to our people, no matter your economic status, you are treated differently when it comes to medicine and the doctors, and the hospitals. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, uh, with that given a history, okay, that coupled with the fact that since a little bit after they said, everybody found out the pandemic, right, and they started saying, it's particularly affecting the black community, and you have to question, well, if this is a global pandemic, how is this pandemic zeroing in on the black community in particular? And then they wrap that up with, because they have such poor health care, because they have such a high incidence of things like diabetes and high blood pressure, and all of this and all that. Well, those things, they are across the board. They affect every ethnicity of people. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we have a higher incidence of these sort of things in our community. That's a plan within itself. We all know the history, right? So that coupled with so they started saying that they're laying the groundwork. Like I said, I did a couple of videos about medical apartheid. There's a book called Medical Apartheid. If you haven't read that book, please get that book, because it's an eye opener when it comes to black people, and just not advocating for yourself. When it comes to the medical field, you should question everything, especially if you are a person of color. You should never follow blindly. And I think that when Jay Wilson start advocating for that vaccine, now when I start talking about the vaccine, I can't speak for anybody else. All I say is, whether you choose to take the vaccine or not, just do your research. First, don't take it just because somebody told you to take it. Take it because you really feel led to take it. Never let anybody like I said, lead you into a burning house. Do you see what I'm saying? And you have to critically think about what's going on with you. You should never take anybody words or anybody's anybody's anything. Oh, it's cool. You go and take it. When it comes to your health, you have to advocate for yourself. You have now. Some people I understand that Jay Wilson said he took the vaccine. He hasn't had any adverse reactions, right? And so you haven't had any adverse reactions yet. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what you should say. And hey Chris, quick what I said. What I have witnessed women talking about other women, children, with disability, but none of those women apologize. What happened to James apology members on here talking about this? Do what? But anyway, like I said, let me not read the comment section. So anyway, the reason why I found his words particularly disturbing is because of what I had just said, because of the history that we have with America in particular, and when it comes to them experimenting on us, not only him and only us melanated people here in America, uh, especially in Africa. Okay, now a lot of us have heard of all the experimentation that they have been doing for years over there in Africa. They've experimented with these vaccines. They put forth, they've created stuff like Ebola, and dispersed it in South Africa, in the Congo. And you see pictures of these children's being deformed, and just all kind of experiments on black people. Do you see what I'm saying? It's because they can't figure out why. Why is our DNA? Why is our genetic makeup so different from theirs? Why is it that we can survive and thrive? Do you see what I'm saying? And so for that reason, you have to question anything. Like circling back around to Nicole Tyler, she said that she went and she had the shot. Okay, she had an adverse reaction. She said that they told her that she had the COVID. She said she didn't go in when she took the shot. She had tested negative for COVID. So how do you then um go from taking a shot because you are negative for COVID to having COVID? That is suspect right there. And I think that people are not critically thinking about things. And that brought, when she said that circled my mind. It made me critically think about all the experimentations that have been done on us in particular. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, did they inject her with the COVID? Did she contact the COVID just simply by entering into the doctor's office or the hospital? But my thing is, me critically thinking is that they injected her with it, and then they gave her the vaccine simply to experiment on her to see the adverse reactions. And somebody has allegedly, okay, and then somebody had mentioned earlier that and then I heard her say that as a result of her being in the hospital, they said that she had lesions on her spine as to some type of bone cancer or something like that, right? And so if that's been going on with her body for a while, I thank God that they found that out about her. But my thing is, surely she's gone to the doctor, for a while now. She's to the point to where you have regular doctor's appointments, right? Because when we get to a certain age, we realize that, hey, we are not invincible. When you're young, you think you're gonna live forever, right? But when you get a certain age, you start realizing that, hey, I need to go to the doctor, blah blah blah, right? So my thing is, I'm glad that they found the lesions on her spine. So maybe something good came out of it. We don't never know what God has in store for us. But as far as that vaccine, and the fact that they told her that she had COVID. And then, as far as the vaccine goes, they said that a lot of times when you have these vaccinations, they that you it is that is a part of the vaccination is the dead virus. They put the dead virus in the vaccine, right? But they say the COVID vaccine does not have any of the virus, the coronavirus, in the vaccine, right? So I'm thinking, what happened? What do you mean? She's got COVID if she tested negative for COVID, right? So all of this stuff is just suspect to me. Hey Cloud, how you doing? It just don't make no sense to me. But then I listened to the video some more, and she said that she was having to have a blood transfusion, right? We heard her say that. Now, when it comes to the who's Sakaya? When it comes to the blood part in particular, uh, this is what I feel Miss Cruiser was trying to say. We have to look deeper. Um, I had never heard of Zakaya. I read that. That's a pretty name. I had never heard that. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again. Let me leave this. Let me leave this chat alone. Lex and Cloud in here holding it down for me, right? So anyway, let me get back. So when she start talking about the blood transfusion part, I'm thinking, huh? Now we know that when it comes to the blood transfusion part in particular, I was paying close attention to that because when it comes to this vaccine, if you've been listening to what they said about the vaccine, we know that they are using rDNA. What rDNA is replicated DNA. They are shooting replicated DNA into your body, which is a foreign substance, right? Replicated DNA. The reason why they're using this technology, this replicated DNA, is because they know that when you shoot this replicated DNA, this foreign substance into your body, that your actual DNA, yeah, y'all please hit the like button if you will. Your actual DNA is going to your immune system is going to try to fight it, is going to try to attack it, and it's going to try to kill it because it's not supposed to be there. And they're hoping that that is going to boost or jumpstart your immune system, make your immune system so strong that you're going to be able, your body is going to be able to fight off the virus, right? So when it comes to the blood and when it comes to our blood in particular, it makes me think that they are already experimenting on us in particular. They already set the stage to experiment on us when they started saying a while back um, that it's affecting the black community. More people are dying in the black community, which I've seen the CDC numbers, and that is that is a misrepresentation. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, like I said, with the history experimentation that they've done on us, the stuff coupled with Nicole Tyler, what she had to say, the issue, and I've also heard of people saying that they've developed blood clots because of this vaccine, a whole lot of stuff, right? And so that's right. Normal vaccines usually take years of research. You're right about that. To the point to where a lot of medical professionals have refused to take this vaccine. There's simply not enough research. And when it comes to black people, there's even less research when it comes to these volunteer studies. That they want to pay you uh, money to let these people shoot these drugs into you to see how you're going to interact with it. You don't have a lot of black people lining up around the corner to participate in these research studies, right? And so, so they're going to have to experiment on you as they go because they don't know. How you doing, Lady T? Hey, everybody, Snazzy Girl. Hey, everybody. Right? They don't know. So, you don't know what these people are giving you. So you have to be suspect, especially when it comes to something like this. Nobody knows what they're giving you, not only just black people, but everybody when it comes to every race or ethnicity, because they're pretty much experimenting with this drug as they go. Because it's not possible to develop a vaccine in such a short period of time. It's just not enough time. Clearly, like I said, that's why I mean you can take a hint from the medical professional. Even a lot of medical professionals are being suspect about it. But like I said, at the end of the day, you have to decide for yourself, but you should try to educate yourself. And even the thing about it is, what makes it so insidious to me when it comes to this vaccine in particular, um, I don't think that you can even call this a vaccine in my opinion. It's not been enough time, and that's why they're literally experimenting on us as they go. Do you see what I'm saying? And so that coupled with the fact that they don't know any long-term effects. They don't know the long-term effects of putting injecting you with replicated DNA. They don't know what that's going to do to you. They don't know what it's going to do to your immune system. They don't know what it's going to do to your blood, the plasma, the platelets in your blood. They don't know anything. They don't know the effects. It's simply not been enough time. So when it comes to all of that, coupled with the stuff, especially when you read about what replicated DNA is, they shooting stuff in your body, you know, and you don't even know what it is. Your body don't even know what it is, hoping to jumpstart your freaking immune system. We don't know the long term effects of it, right? And so, why would you then, circling back around to Jay Wilson, try to make light of a bad reaction that somebody has had to this vaccine, whether you're advocating for it or not? Even if you, like I said, you make it, if you read up all you can. When you get to the actual site, you don't know what they shooting in you. You can't trust them. Even if you're looking at the vial, even if you're looking at the little vial that they have the vaccine in, right? Even if you're looking at it, even if you're watching them stick the needle in it, you don't know if it's a certain vial, a certain color set, aside just for you, you know, and so you have to be. So I don't trust none of it, you know, and so yeah, she gave a latest update a couple of hours ago, and she was saying, talking about her bone issue, and she sounded like her breathing was still labored. And let me read Lex. Lex said, "Hold on, y'all." Lex said, "This is a great conversation. If you want Auntie to open the stream yard so you can sound off on the discussion, put a one in the chat. Auntie, don't, cause I won't. Yeah, I mean, if you want me to, I'm on my phone, so it'll be easier for me to try to add the link thingy, cause I got Lex here. Yeah, put a one in the chat if you want to jump on the stream yard. I can do that. If y'all want to do that. Lady Tia says she want to do it. Yeah, if you got something that you want to add, this is just me critically thinking. Critically thinking, because I am not a doctor, I'm not a professional. I'm just letting you guys know what I feel about this from the heart. Do you see what I'm saying? My critical thinking skills, coupled with the fact that we know for a fact that when it comes to us in the medical profession, they have always experimented on us in particular. And so, yeah, you know, and I just don't trust it. I don't trust it. But if you trust it, by all means, you have to do what's best for you and your family. I don't trust it. And I seen Nicole Tyler as a whistleblower. When I saw her video, that was just confirmation for me, telling me that, hey, you know what, you was right about that. And my sister said a couple of days ago, um, because she is in the medical field, that she was going to be pretty much the guinea pig for my family when it comes to that vaccine. And after I started seeing that stuff with Nicole Tyler, I was like, oh no, hold up, no, you're not. Oh no, you're not. Oh, you're not going to be no guinea pig. We good because we ain't getting it around here. That's what's not going to happen. Not for that. That's the best thing for my family. And that was just confirmation. you know. And so, yeah. But if you feel like it's best for you, then by all means do. I would never try to come on here and tell somebody what to do when it comes to, their body. I'm just saying for me and my family, when it comes to me and my critical thinking skills, I'm choosing not to do that for my family. And so, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. You do need to make sure you're healthy overall. That's right. You take your vitamins, you wear your mask, you put on your gloves, because we are absolutely in the midst of a global pandemic. And you have to be, safe, as safe as you can, you know. And I'm not going to say she didn't take care of her health. I mean, she said she didn't notice she had lesions on her spine, you know. And so, yeah, and then Fauci and them is saying if you have any kind of underlying health issues, that you should not take the vaccine, food allergies, or anything else. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, what if you don't know that you have an underlying issue? What if you don't know? You know, Joe Biden and the scientists. But I'm gonna try to copy this link, guys. Let me read this. The vaccine. Joe Biden and the scientists and the specialists. I see Vice President Miss Harris. I seen the President Biden take the shot. Even the Vice President might be. We don't know if they actually took the shot or not. We don't know what was in those vials. They could have been shooting, distilled water in those vials. We don't know if that was actually the vaccine. I don't know that. I don't know what I saw. You know, I choose not for my family. And prayers for the. That's right. Prayers for those who decide to. You know. Yes, because people can seem healthy and have cancer. You're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right. That cancer, it'll sneak up on you. It doesn't sneak up on you. What if, like I said, what if you don't know that you're having an underlying health issue? Be right back. My pastor's at the door to give me. Oh, okay, Lex. I'm back. I'm on the sick and oh, you're on the sick and show. Okay, Lex. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna try to drop this link if somebody want to jump on. If you're in favor of the vaccine, you're welcome to, come up here and speak your piece as well. I just said, for me, it's for me and mine. We're not gonna be doing it around here, you know. But if you and yours feel safe, then by all means, you know. So how do you want me to take a vaccine and believe you, and you don't even want to take the shot, Donald Trump? The shot, Donald Trump. What? But is this a troll? So let's not forget told us to Jiggly. Um okay, I'm missing some stuff, but anyway. The saddest part is they don't give us decent enough. That's right, they don't give us decent enough health care in the first place. No matter your socioeconomic status, when it comes to black people in particular, we don't receive the type of health care for whatever reason that yeah, that's why we just talked about the Tuskegee experiment. Absolutely. You know, for a whole lot of issues. The saddest part is they don't give us her for them identify her spinal. Yeah, how could they not know that she had a spinal issue? She had lesions on her spine and she been going to the doctor. And you just now finding this out? That don't make sense to me. I think the government that doesn't care if we kill by police or would do anything. A child, Donald Trump said he would take the shot, just big business in America. Well, Donald Trump also said that, this thing was just going to go away in a little while. He also knew about it months before, it started getting bad over here. They thought they could contain it, is what I'm thinking, just like they contained Ebola when it comes to this country. And he was wrong. They were wrong, you know. So yeah, let me try to copy this link. The whole thing is absolutely a mess. Absolutely pandemic. That's how I see it. Pandemic. I don't think that this thing is I don't think that this pandemic was because some animals or you eating animal flesh infected animal meat or bats or whatever. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Because it affected the planet. Do you see what I'm saying? So no, I don't. I'm not going for that at all. You got to tell me something else. Is the U.S. in lockdown? No, we're not. We're not in lockdown. Uh, let's be real. No, we're not. We're not in lockdown. And so, anyway, yeah. Hold on. Let me. Wow, which so said it seems once they locate the cancer and go in, uh, and mess with. Yeah, I mean when they, that's another thing too about the cancer. When they finally, you detect the cancer, they want to go in and do a biopsy. You know what I mean? And when they do that biopsy, it seems like it's downhill from there. That's just like I said, like Nicole Tyler went in the hospital. If you're going to hospital with this COVID, you know what I mean? I just feel like you are blessed by God if you come out alive. You know, when we know that you can go in the hospital with toothache and come out dead. You going into this something like this and they're experimenting on you. If you make it out alive, you are blessed somebody. And so yeah. T. Tricia said, bottom line, DT only cared about uh being reelected. Right, to hold on to power. I think he knew as early. Yeah, they say as early as November that he knew. T. Tricia, you're absolutely right about that. Yeah. She needs an MRI to really verify his cancer. It could be benign lesions. Yeah. Absolutely, let's pray for her because we don't know what they're doing to her exactly. She didn't go into those types of details, and so yeah, yeah. If you broke with any kind of cancer, you can kiss. Absolutely, absolutely. I absolutely agree with you, Chris. Uh huh. The pandemic definitely isn't stopping it's not stopping the Super Bowl, is it? It's I was questioning if that was when it comes to the Super Bowl. It seemed like it's going to be a super spreader event, a super spreader bowl, if you will, lady. Tell you right about that. CDC makes all the virus and disease. They will put it out. For it to well, that's what I think happened. I think that it was biological warfare. That's how I'm taking it. I think that this thing is a bio weapon, in my opinion, and I'm gonna say allegedly, but that's what I think about it because it affected the planet, it affected the globe, and by the fact that it keeps replicating, like they started these shots, they started these vaccines, and then you heard about the strand in the UK, then you heard about the strand in South Africa. I just heard about a new strand from Brazil. It keeps replicating. And so yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So true, Miss Olivia. I tried to blame Ebola on Africans eating monkeys. Yeah, that was ridiculous. When the people been eating, I guess them for years. They never talk about how I destroyed it. All I know is that was planned as well. You know, and whether some people over there eat monkeys or not, I don't know. You know, it's only limited to 3K people. Nicole's testimony. Nicole's testimony is absolutely, it was confirmation for me. It was absolute confirmation for me. Because sometimes, I can be a bit paranoid when it comes to me and my life. And I have said many a times you're gonna have to try harder than the pandemic to take me out because I'm not gonna follow that anything like that, the shot or nothing else. I'm not just gonna lay my life down and trust you with my life when it comes to something like that. That's just not gonna happen. You're just gonna have to try to get me in mind a different way, you know. And say she said, girl, they said people were flying in at around 25,000 people a day. Wow, over the past week, the stadium is only letting 25,000 in. Period. So why are these people flocking? Child. Okay, like I said, super spreader event. Super spreader event. That's what it sounds like to me, child. I think that it was very they was wrong for having this Super Bowl like this. You know, But hey, it is what it is. We live in a capitalistic society, so they're just thinking about the money. You know, and we got a lot of people that no matter what, they still gonna show up. And so yeah, we're seeing that. Yeah, for the women that took the vaccine shot and got everybody scared. We don't know what her medical condition, um, what her health issues is before she took the vaccine. So it might not be from the vaccine. But I choose to think that it was absolutely from that vaccine. If she said she had an interaction from the vaccine, then she had an interaction from the vaccine. I'm taking her word for it. It's her body. And lots of people have had bad reactions from that vaccine. I seen what was that? Was it in the UK? Let's be real, where all of those elderly people died from that. Was it the Pfizer vaccine? We've seen reports on it, and so yeah. What state is it? Oh, it's in Florida. It's in Tampa, Florida. Tiafield. That don't even make sense. That's disingenuous. I don't even know who this person is on here. But yeah, I've seen a couple of these comments. I can't hardly keep up with them, but like I said, that's all I need to hear. I think I consider her to be a whistleblower, and like I said, that was just confirmation for me. Me and my family are choosing not to take it. I can't tell you to do to what you to do when it comes to you and your family. So, but I appreciate her. She didn't even have to come on here and tell her story. I don't even want to go to the big supermarkets with all the queuing. I get my food delivered. I heard that. Let's be real. Florida doesn't care about COVID. especially if she was feeling fine the day before. Absolutely, that threw her body into shock. Probably, no, especially when it comes to her blood. The fact that the people are flying in from Super Bowl is freaking ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous to me as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think that was um whew, child. I don't I question anybody's humanity when they have to make light of that type of situation. You know what I mean? That was why I want to do the video, because I'm questioning anybody's humanity. You see what I'm saying? Have we gotten so disconnected with our own thoughts and emotions that you have to make light of such a dire situation? Given our history with the medical field, like I said, y'all need to read that book called Medical Apartheid. Because it's a lot of stuff that we don't know. But I just felt like, and then you got a lot of black people in particular that follow blindly, and that is unfortunate for me. But when it comes to Nicole Tyler, it was real scary to me, because we have a lot of frontline workers, especially in this country. We know that a lot of us don't have these six-figure jobs, no matter how they try to present themselves on YouTube. And then Nicole Tyler, was she sit with sick people or whatever, right? So I felt like Nicole Tyler, she felt like, well, I got to take this vaccine or I'm not going to be able to work. You should never have to choose between, when it comes to your life and your well-being, your socioeconomic status, you know, and that don't make no sense to me. That's ridiculous to me. And so, yeah, that's ridiculous. This government doesn't even try to hide. No, they don't even try to hide it anymore. They don't. They don't even try. That's right. It's up front and in your face. You're supposed to follow blindly. And for somebody like Jay Wilson, he's a black man in particular, right? And a lot of people listen to him. And you're advocating for people to just follow blindly and take this freaking vaccine. That's a very scary situation for me. You know, and so it don't make no sense. And so yeah, I don't, I don't agree with that. Now I can see him advocating for people to do their own research and make a very informed decision. Which I am doing. Because I'm not telling anybody not to take it. I would never, presume that I can tell somebody not to do something. I'm just saying, for me and mine, we ain't gonna take it. And if you choose to take it or even thinking about it, I advocate for trying to do your own research and for you to question any and everything, especially when it comes to this. No matter your color or your race or your ethnicity or your creed. You back, Lex? Okay, now I'm gonna try to copy the link. I was waiting for Lex to come back. I came in the chat when you were saying something about experimentation. Absolutely. My cousin was being treated for arthritis, actually had bone cancer. Wow. I think it was intentional. Is that right, T. Tricia? Well, when I was talking about that book, Medical Apartheid, the lady was saying that she worked in the hospital, right? And she was down there doing the records, and she noticed that they are, when it comes to black people and white people, they had the labeling on the records. The people records were different, and she started reading a lot of the files when it came to how they were, treating black people as opposed to white people in particular for the same ailments. And that's what led to her making that book, Medical Apartheid. And so, yeah, we don't know if it's from the vaccine. She could have been sick before. I'm sick of this person right here. I'm done. I think there's a troll, and I'm done with it. But anyway, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. I know that's right. So let me try to deal with this link here, okay? Because Lex is back now. I'm taking the vaccine so I can show the African American community. Quote, I'm taking the vaccine so I can show the African American community not to be afraid of taking it. Hank Aaron 2 weeks later, he passed away, 17 days to be exact. And Cloud, who is that boxer that passed away at 67? They said he passed away and he won the fight between He fought Muhammad Ali and won. And Cecily Tyson, she did an interview, and she looked perfectly fine. And a week later, she was dead. And I'm thinking, did these people take the vaccine? You know, yes. And she died 2 months after receiving proper. Oh wow. Penny Carter must be getting a check from a former. So exactly. Well, they're not here anymore. So yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. Jay Wilson take down. Yeah, they say he took down the video when he was saying that she deserved an Oscar and all of this and all that. He said he apologized and he took down the video. That apology was very distant. Leon Speaks, thank you. It's 6:40. Yeah, I seen that on the news this morning. I sure did. He passed away as well. I'm thinking, well, did he take the shot? And so I mean 67, really? Yeah. But Miss Tyson did not have the shot. Didn't have the shot. Yeah, I was wondering if she had if she took the shot, and I was hoping that she didn't take the shot. I was hoping that. I was like, oh my God, please. So anyway, let me try to drop this link, y'all, in case y'all got something y'all want to come up with. So let's have the conversation. So let me try. Let me know what you think about whether you're for it. Oh, that's the wrong thing. You're for it, you're not for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now y'all know I got a problem with this now here's the copy. Take this off, and I'm gonna try to share it in the chat. Let's see. Oh God, it's gonna do the same thing. Every time I'm on my phone, y'all, it won't let me. It won't let me. It won't ever let me share the dang on link. That's why I don't do this on the phone. It won't let me share it, guys. It's not gonna. Well, hold on. It's not gonna let me do it. Lex, do you wanna Lex, do you want me to call it off to you? You can kind of post it in the chat like we did the last time. I can do it that way. If not, we just won't have. We won't worry about it. Whatever you want to do, Lex, let me know because my phone is doing the same thing it did the last time I tried to copy the link. Said I love these talks that require create. Absolutely, Muffy. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Tell me what you see. When I go to hit the share button, Lex, it's going to like when you want to share it with with like on the phone number, like send a like I want to send a message to somebody, like a what do you call it, a text message. That thing is popping up. Like I said, I can call it out to you if you want me to. If you want to do it like that. I agree with Jewel. I use DuckDuckGo, search under both. You'll get two totally different results. Just like they took out Hank Aaron with the shot. Yeah, I was questioning. So Lex, I'm gonna try to call it out like we did last time. If you want to do it like that, is that what? Do what, Lex? Hold on, y'all. I don't. No, I don't even see that part, Lex. That's not what I'm seeing. Let me try to call the link out to you. Hold on. I'm hitting invite guest and then the stream yard. And then it says, well, hold on. First, hit the one and let me know when you're ready. You can have up to 10 people. It's like not gonna let me do it. I can try to copy it to the clipboard. That's not gonna work. I wonder if it'll work. Okay, I copied it to the clipboard, right? So hold on, let me try this. I love us, but we say stuff without proof and then complain when we don't get access to these medications and treatments. So what do you want to ask? You want access or no? We say stuff without proof. Well, anything I'm saying, I have read up on that RDNA, and that's why I'm saying you have to choose. But I'm giving, as for me and mine, we're not taking it based upon the history of a thing. Tamara. That's all I'm saying. I'm not advocating for it because I don't trust it. No matter who you are, it just simply has not been enough time for them to be trying to roll out. And it's not even I don't even know why they're calling it a vaccine. I'm on the hot side of history as well, Ruby. Yes, developed too quickly. There simply hasn't been enough time. That don't make sense to me. It's not been enough time. And no matter who you are from any walk of life, whether you're black or not, you should question that crap. I don't know. And a lot of people are questioning it, as they should. A lot of healthcare professionals are questioning it. And so, yeah. If I could get to the clipboard, maybe it could make a difference. Let's see here. Nope, it ain't it. Oh, this show ain't it right. Oh, no, 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 no. Man, this it won't even let me copy it from the clipboard. I can't even do that. And so yeah, Leon Spinks is a boxer name. Yeah, Leon Spinks. Yeah, absolutely. So Lex, I'm gonna call it off to you, right? I'm gonna call the link off to you. And so try to post it in the chat if you can. Because my phone is not gonna let me share it. Okay, so the link is StreamYard.com/ StreamYard.com/ all the letters are lowercase DSNX 2, the number 2, QMT7V. Let me know if you got it, Lex. Again, it's StreamYard.com/ lowercase DSNX, the number 2, QMT, the number 7, and V. Hold up, I seen Jay Wilson coming here. Jay Wilson says, yes, it has been. This was in the making for a long time. If you get COVID, you say if you get COVID, you will have to use remdesivir. Is this a troll page? Remdesivir spelling that will save you. However, is your choice. I think this is a troll. When you get COVID, please don't ask for the drugs to help you get better. This is truly that's a troll, right? Because it don't even sound like so yeah. Yeah, that's it, Lex. No, it isn't. Yeah, it's not Jay Wilson. Yeah, I kind of figured that. So you a troll. All right. Very much Jay Wilson. I'm not a troll. No, child. Look, anyway. So how do I? So Lex is here. Uh-oh. Lex, did you jump down? I saw her pop up. I saw you pop up, Lex. And then you jumped down. Did you want to come back? I don't have trolls. Oh, that's Jay Wilson? Okay. Well, Jay Wilson, I wish you would click the link and explain your comment, because if you're advocating for the vaccine, now you're advocating for the remdesivir. Like I'm confused. Click the link. Let's see here. Well, it is Jay Wilson. So how do I hit invite? Nope, that ain't it. Hold on, Jay Wilson. Let me figure out how to get you on. How do I get you on here? Do I just click it? Oh, it is. Okay, add to stream. Okay.
Hey, I don't do troll pages.
Hey, thank you. I'm always thinking that you a troll. How you doing?
I'm doing well. No, remdesivir is the drug that you have to take when you get COVID to get you well. Because once you get the COVID disease or virus, rather, you got to take remdesivir to get well. It's like a steroid, but it will get you together. But that's more experimental than this COVID vaccine. And so what I tell people is, okay, if you get COVID, then just tell them to give you some zinc and don't give you the right medication and see how that works for you, because even remdesivir is a experimental drug. That's more experimental than the COVID vaccine.
Right.
So I can
Right.
understand people not wanting to take it, but I think it is
Uh-huh.
very irresponsible, especially when Black and brown people, for the most part, are suffering from it greatly, to say, don't take it. My dad has taken it. My aunt has taken it. They have not had any responses. Yes, people are going to have allergic reactions. That's why I tell people, check with your doctor. Check with your medical personnel to see if you have things. Go if you're not sure about your own health. A lot of people are finding out that they had underlying health conditions that they didn't know about. So if you don't want to take it, at least say, well, let me have an open mind and see what happens to other people. But just to say don't take it or don't do it, I think that's irresponsible.
And I agree with that. I'm not advocating for, or I said you should try to do your own research, and if you feel led to take it, but via the reason why me and my family, um, if you feel led to take it and you feel like it's safe for you, then okay. But I think what I think is irresponsible is to only advocate for the vaccine via the history that we have with the healthcare industry.
No, we
Via the
understand that.
history that we have with we all know about the Tuskegee experiment. We've all heard of Henrietta Lacks. We've all heard of gynecology not being what it would be today if not for them doing experiments on black women because they felt like we could take more pain. Experiment on females' body parts and cutting us open without any anesthetic of it or anything. The list goes on and on. I also referenced the book. I don't know if you read it. There's a book called Medical Apartheid where a doctor, a professor, chronicles all the things that have been done to us melanated people in particular. So when it comes to the vaccine, I think that you should act. I would never tell some if try to tell you not to
And,
take the
and, and
vaccine,
Olivia,
but
I
I do
understand.
advocate for
And I
research. Yeah.
understand that history, but when I
Uh-huh.
went to go take my shot, they weren't separating Black people from white folk. I was sitting next to a white doctor and we were both getting the shot. So there was no separating. There's no this. These are medical professionals who have to see people on a daily basis. So I can
Uh-huh.
understand that. I'm from Deep South. I know the
Mhm.
history of this. I know not
Well,
only that, but for polio too, giving people one group a shot and one group a sugar pill, and people still having polio. So yes, it has
right.
not been right in the States, but this is a global pandemic. This is not a regional, this is global. And when I took my shot, there was no white people over here, Black people over here, Black nurses was giving it, white nurses was giving it. I mean, it was just that. And trust me, I've taken it. I've not had an issue. My dad has taken it. He's 82, no issue. Aunts. And so I think that some people are going to get ill. Hell, you have a lady who was in Gloucester County and Tappahannock, Virginia, who just died because she took the shot, waited 15 minutes. And so now they're trying to figure out why. So I'm not saying that people are not being affected by it, but it's not a whole pandemic where people are dropping dead. But I do say
Right. That's true. And some people are.
yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I just want to say that, and some people may not even come. You whether you take the shot or not, you may not even be affected by the pandemic, by the coronavirus, because all of us are different. But I also but when going back to when you saying that you were taking a shot, there was a white person sitting beside you. White nurses, black nurses, all type of people in one city. Giving out the dose and receiving the dose. Even then you have to critically think when it comes to your melanated self, because they could have a vial for you and a vial for another person. I don't trust anything. I
But,
question everything. And
I
just let me
understand,
finish.
I understand, Olivia, but I can't live my life like that. I'm
And I
50.
know you can.
I'm
Yeah,
51 years
absolutely.
old. I have come through it. I've heard some stuff. I have not had those experiences in the medical community yet.
Uh-huh.
Not to say that some people don't, but I haven't. But I can't live that way. I always look. I didn't take the first round. I wanted to see how it affected the people who took it. So I took my shot on December the 30th or 29th, and then I had to come back and I did my second shot on the 7th of January. So I've taken both shots.
Yeah.
I understand, and I understand that people have some skepticism about the vaccine, but at the end of the day, if you if you, heaven forbid, if you get corona and if it's intense, you're gonna have to take remdesivir or some form of drug to survive, because the last thing you want to do is have a tube down your mouth, because I've just seen too many people die. And I mean, it starts from older people, and then it starts like from the 30s and 40s, and it's usually Hispanic people in Texas, because they're the majority of the population, but they're passing, they're not making it. And I mean,
well, and can I just interject and just do you agree that clearly it is too early to be calling this a vaccine, a booster to your immune system? That's what the rDNA is for. But to call it a vaccine, I don't think that there's been enough time or testing, and I feel like we are human guinea pigs here. Now, I realize that they have to do something, they have to try something, but to set forth a experiment or a booster shot, upon the people, because of this bio weapon, that's what I'm calling it, is beyond me. But I realize that we do need to jumpstart our immune systems, because, like I said, they even tell you that they're doing the rDNA in the vaccine to jumpstart your immune system so that your own body, can fight off the COVID. So do you feel like it's disingenuous for them to be calling it a vaccine, or should they be calling it some kind of booster to jumpstart herd immunity? What do you feel about that?
The flu shot. It's just like that shot with the flu. I mean, it's just like vaccination going to school. This has not just started 6 months ago. And this is the problem that I have with our former president, because of that Operation Warp Speed. That's all people could think about. This stuff was started in the Obama administration when Ebola was hitting. All they needed was the sequence in the genomes for this, even make this particular.
Jay Wilson, I'm glad you said that. Let me make this point before you start that, because in 2016, it was 2014 or 2016, Obama, he developed a pandemic response team. Correct. So that he knew that it was coming. And he had been forewarned. So I do agree with that. That's why I feel that it's some kind of bioweapon.
Olivia, remdesivir was a part of that, because remdesivir was fighting the war against Ebola. And so they found out that it works against this COVID-19 virus as well. So, this thing has just not been started. Also, too, AstraZeneca's medicine it was produced by a Black woman. So a Black woman had this thing, a scientist, which a lot of people don't know about. And so when people start trying to question people's Blackness and stuff, no, I read. But the thing is, you know what? You have to have a measured approach. And
just let me wait a minute. You put down a whole lot of facts, and let me counter some of it, okay? Right. Now, when it comes, I don't know if it was the AstraZeneca vaccine or the Pfizer vaccine, but whichever one it is, which one is it? They are in bed with BioNTech, and BioNTech, biology and technology, that corporation is pretty much Bill Gates, and that goes back to the developing of this strain right here. That goes back to when I'm calling it a bioweapon, as opposed to just something that came because you ate a bat or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if it was Pfizer, like I said, or AstraZeneca, whoever it was, but they are partnered with BioNTech, which is Bill Gates. That goes back to the 2016 or 14 when Obama is warning people, and he built a pandemic response team way back then. Now we know that Donald Trump dispersed of that pandemic response team. We know that the globe was not ready for that, and for those reasons, I just want to stop you and say that I don't believe that you should follow blindly. Like, I can't just take your word for it, not yours, just in general. I have to do what's best for me. And as far as it, just let me say also for that remdesivir, because first they were saying that remdesivir was showing positive effects in some people when it came to the COVID. This is pre-shot, pre-vaccine, right? And then they turned around and said that they got on Donald Trump for advocating for the remdesivir because he owned stopping the company. And then they were saying the remdesivir is not effective when it comes to fighting the COVID. But the doctors in Italy were advocating for the remdesivir. So we don't even know.
Olivia, look, I'm I see firsthand
Uh-huh.
what goes on. And remdesivir, the patients who were given it, they're not in our hospitals anymore. They're not
Right.
dead.
But I just had to say
I,
that for the fact.
I can see what I see, and a lot of
Right.
things because people doc so much. You know, you don't let people know what you do,
Yeah.
but trust me, I'm
Yeah.
in those always, and I mean,
Yeah.
and like I
Yeah.
said, I just hope, and you're right, Olivia. I can't tell people what to do. Tell people not what not to do, but just remember these hospitals are full. These emergency
Yes.
rooms full. And even if you got to get surgery, you may not be able to get in because there may not be any rooms
Right.
because of COVID. So you don't have to believe me. I know a lot of people say, well, I'm gonna do this, and they have it. And it's nothing to grapple with. And like I said, I personally can't speak to these other people, but I have taken the Pfizer vaccine,
Uh-huh.
both shots. And I have had close friends and relatives take both shots, and they
Right.
are fine. I
Right.
can't speak for the whole world because I don't. I'm just speaking for my contacts, and
Yeah.
they are fine. So, but I've known some people. I have lost about 4 childhood friends to
Uh-huh.
COVID because they had underlying issues. The one didn't even know he had underlying issues until he got COVID, and it was too late. And it's like
Well, I'm
COVID.
glad you said that. Let me stop you again, Jay Wilson. I'm glad you said it because you're absolutely right about the underlying issues. And I spoke earlier about what if you didn't know that you had an underlying issue, which is Nicole Tyler. She didn't know that evidently she had lesions on her spine, right? And they're saying she said that they're saying that she might have some type of bone cancer, right? Which is a underlying issue that she didn't know she had. She didn't know that she had a pre-existing issue. Okay. And so, but with being that said, let me ask you this real quick, Jay Wilson, and this is no shade or nothing. Like I
Okay.
heard your apology.
Yes, I did.
To I heard your apology to Nicole Tyler, and I felt like it sounded disingenuous to me. Now maybe it's just your way, but let me finish. But you and I'm not being argumentative or shady or
I'm
anything. This is
not
just
arguing because that was my apology, and
right.
my apology, and I also reached out to her.
Uh-huh.
However, what I am going to say is, I am glad that she got checked instead of trying to self-diagnose. So I'm happy
Uh-huh.
about that. But I have apologized, and you know what, Miss Olivia, I'm done. I have
Well,
moved forward.
I understand. I just want to ask you what made you think that she was acting. That was the question. That's why I didn't want you to say
Olivia,
something shady.
Olivia, I have apologized and I've moved forward. I'm done. I'm
Okay,
done with that.
well, I
I'm done.
understand. You don't want to. You don't want to respond. Thank you for that.
No, it's not
That is a
responding. When you have got forgiveness and you've done that with the other person, you
yeah,
move forward. I've done what I
yeah,
needed to do. I've moved
right.
forward.
I
Okay.
respect that.
All right.
I respect it.
All right.
I respect that answer. Thank you. I won't dwell on it. I respect it.
All right,
But I
baby.
just wanted to going back to the medicine. Um, I just wanted to give that little quick disclaimer about the remdesivir. First people were advocating they were caught, they had ran out of remdesivir. Everybody was trying to get it, and then they start saying that they were saying that it wasn't effective. I'm
Excuse me.
glad that let me finish. Let me finish, Stacey. Let me finish.
Hold on. Miss
I,
Olivia,
I,
excuse me.
I'm glad. I just want to say I'm
Miss
glad it helped
Olivia,
you.
Miss Olivia, Ronnie Q, if you don't like me, you don't have to watch me, sis. I don't know you. And if I generate that much anger in you, then you need to check you. All right. Thank you, Miss Olivia. I'm done. That's all I needed to say.
Okay. I just want to say that I'm glad that these shots have worked out for you and yours. I hate that it's not working out for some people. But I am glad that it didn't affect you adversely right now. But what do you think that in the future, because it is so experimental, do you think that there could be some long term effects of using injecting this rDNA into our bodies? Do you think that it could be some long term effect? That is my question for you.
You know what, Miss Olivia? I am a child of the 70s, and I have those vaccines that they gave us
I got
before.
that too. That big burn mark on your arm. I
So,
got it too.
we got all of that stuff. We
Yeah.
got this. My thing is this, again, I don't have any fear of it at this particular point. And, again, I told you I'd rather wrestle with the after effects of the vaccine, if there are any, than COVID, because there are some people who've gotten COVID. They're not going to ever be the same. Their lungs are damaged. They have heart issues. Some of them have, some damage that, they're not going to ever get over. So again, in this particular situation, in this particular time frame, there's no time to be like, oh, okay, well, let's see. No, people had to go into action really quickly. So to be honest, I don't have any fear of that. I fear mostly the people who are dealing with COVID and have some effects after that, because it seems like people are not getting over that really well. So I guess my answer is I've taken so many vaccines and boosters and all of this stuff that, we've all taken them. If you had to go to school, you had to take them.
Yeah, I'm a child of the 70s as well, and I've got that birthmark on my arm as well. And because of that, let me tell you about the vaccines that we took back in the 70s. Because of that, there's research that has been showed, as you know, that I've never had any children. There's research after, when it comes to that vaccine, that it sterilized a lot of women, not only black women, but women across the board in the United States of America. There are a lot of women that are my age that were never able to bear children. And so when you start looking at that research, you have to ask yourself, oh my God, was it some kind of, like, did they on purpose sterilize all of us women via those vaccines in the 70s, trying to, control population? You even have to question that.
Florida, Miss O, it didn't work in Florida because they was popping out children.
You're a mess, Wilson.
It didn't work in Florida because, I mean, seriously, a lot of my friends, they and again, I can only speak to my context. I can't speak to the whole state, but in my context, we all got it. The people that have 4, 5 children, and children having children. No, it so didn't stop our population. It may have stopped other people, but like I said, Miss O, all these vaccines and all of these things are going to come with some form of risk. And that's why when I see that people are having adverse allergic reactions, I'm like, okay. And, they kind of tell you these things, and they do not force it. They give you the card to read. And if you feel like you don't want to, you don't have to. It's some medical professionals that want to have kids, and they were like, well, I'm just a little leery, so I'm going to hold off and wait and see how it affects people like that.
That's what I was saying. Can we just, some people want to wait and see. I agree. Some people just want, and a lot of medical professionals just want to wait and see, because a lot of people that, like myself, I don't feel that there's not enough research. And I understand that we're working under time constraints. I mean, there's not enough research. And then you have people feeling like, even though they're not forcing you right now to take the vaccine, a lot of people are choosing to take this vaccine simply so that they can continue to support themselves and their families, feeling that I haven't got the COVID. If I don't get sick, you know what I mean, I'm going to take the shot. That way I'll be able to continue to work, because homelessness is even greater now via the onslaught of this pandemic. And so I think it's a shame that people are having to choose their socioeconomic status via their health status. That is crazy to me. That don't make no sense.
That's their past administration. That past administration and that particular group of that party. They didn't want to give people. They thought it was too much to give people $600. I'm like, $600? $600 won't even go far in the states where it's cheap to live. I'm like, are you serious? So I think that these people have lost jobs no fault of their own. I think the government should have helped those companies and those people. They know that it would have done some stimulus to the economy, and now the Republicans are so concerned about the deficit. They weren't concerned about the deficit when they gave those millionaires those tax breaks. So I just think it is disingenuous. It is unfortunate that the poor folk and the middle class people have to suffer, but yet the wealthy people, get the vaccine. I mean, get their not get the vaccines, but get bailed out. But I'm glad I mentioned vaccine. Do you not know that people are flying all over the country to the United States to get the vaccine? Because again, wealthy folk are getting that, and that's another thing that we're dealing with. Wealthy folk are getting this vaccine, and a lot of the people who need it aren't getting it. Who want it are not getting it, and I just think that that's a big issue as well, because it seems like people who basketball players, celebrities, they're getting the vaccine, wealthy people. So I'm a little concerned about that. And see, this is why I want us to be so alert, because people are flying to get this. People are flying to come in and get this shot because they know that it's effective. And like I said, people wouldn't be flying in and trying to get stuff that they think that's going to do adverse damage to them. And the people who are being left out are people who look like me and you, Miss Olivia.
Well, a lot of people follow. We know that a lot of people follow blindly, and a lot of people are so frantic that they feel like that if they take this vaccine, they're going to be saved. Now, I'm just the type of person that I don't believe in. I question every situation, anything that I have to deal with. I am just I'm not a very trusting person across the board. And especially when it comes to me and my health, like you got to work hard to kill somebody like me. Not even talking about the COVID, just in general. Do you see what I'm saying? You got to work real hard to kill me.
About food, they're already doing that, and that's.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I absolutely agree.
I mean, if you eat bacon, you can be dead right now. I mean, even the diet drinks, I've stopped drinking those because they have so much sodium in it, and people think they're sugar free, but then you got this loaded thing of salt. So I mean, there's lot of things. So
high fructose corn syrup.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Miss Olivia.
I'm just agreeing with you. The high fructose corn syrup for one, the sodium. Half of the time we're not even eating. If you have ever like I grew up, my granddaddy worked in the kill yard, right? So beef and meat. And if you grew up on, eating like when your grandmama kill your chicken and they go from the hen house to the table, those foods taste different. A lot of people don't even know how real meat is supposed to taste, or even real vegetables, especially when you live in a economically depressed community. When you're buying stuff at these grocery stores, and then say you run up on a situation one day where you're eating actual meat, and you be like, oh wow, that don't taste like chicken, because you will never know. We don't, because a lot of us live in socioeconomically depressed situations in this country, especially when it comes to black people. A lot of black people, even if you're in a economically depressed neighborhood, you might even have be living in a food desert. And as you know, a food desert is when you don't have any transportation other than public transportation, but your grocery stores are so far away that you can't hardly get to them. There's people even living in situations like that. And so the whole thing is just
McDonald's and a liquor store, though. They will have a liquor store, they will have McDonald's, they will have Popeye.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get to the liquor store, you can get to that fast food restaurant, and you're not even eating you're not even eating real food. And so I just want to say that that's a very good point when you was talking about the food. And stuff like that.
Can get you anywhere. But Miss Olivia, like I said, it's balanced with me. I'm going to look through it. I'm going to see, and like I said, I don't have a problem with people with differences of opinion. All I know is, like I said, I've taken the vaccine, and I can only speak for me, my family, and friends and coworkers who have known to take it. But then there's going to be a risk to it. I just think that, though, with all of these COVID deaths and it's rising still, I'm glad that some of the stuff is, some places it's really coming down, but the hospitalizations are still high. And it's kind of scary when you see it. And I mean, when in Central Texas, some of the funeral homes are saying we can't take any more people. So now we got to find out, where do these people go? Because some of the funeral homes can't even take any more people because it's bad. So, you don't have to believe in COVID, but COVID believes in you, whether you believe in it or not, and I'm just saying, and I just, heaven forbid anyone, catches it. And I just, pray for folk and wish them the best because it's not good. Some people have mild symptoms. Some people, they go right down to the bottom. So it affects people differently, and we understand that. But I just don't even want anybody to have to deal with it. So if you're open to the vaccine, take it. If you're not, look and keep an open mind. But just know that it's out there. So. But Miss Olivia, I thank you for allowing me to come on your platform. And I rarely troll Miss Olivia, so
I know, okay.
it's really me.
Yeah, I don't troll either, Jay Wilson, but they clone accounts these days and all this and all that. So
Yeah.
anytime you pop on, I'll be like, well, is that Jay Wilson for real? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that being shady. It's just that they've cloned so many. I've seen avatars of mine in other people's chats. They've told me, my porch watcher says, hey, or was you in this chat? Was this really you? It didn't sound like you. And I'm thinking, no, I'm not. I wasn't in that chat. They clone. So that's the reason why I say, is that really Jay Wilson? So thank you for popping on. Thank you for saying that. Pretty much for me and mine, it worked out well. But you just have to follow your own inner being. What do you do? What is best for you? And that is the same thing at the end of the day that I'm saying as well. You have to do what is best for you. I would never assume to tell anybody what to do when it comes, especially when it comes to their health, because like you said, the pandemic is real. There are a lot of people even today. I'm assuming a lot of those people down in Tampa Bay right now don't even feel that the pandemic is real, and that's unfortunate because we are in the midst of a global pandemic. It is real,
Yeah,
and
it is.
so thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it,
Well,
as well as thank you for coming on.
Not a problem at all. Thank you for having me, and thank you all, and some of your polite guest audience who's out there. I appreciate you all as well. So thank you, Miss Olivia.
Thank you. You have a nice day. Okay.
You too. Thank you.
Bye bye.
All right, Miss Olivia. How do I get off here, Miss? Oh, I got it. I got it. I got
it. Okay. And so, well, that was Jay Wilson. Lex, if you want to drop the link for me again, we heard what he had to say. I'm glad that he did at least say, you should do what is best for you. And like I said, he said that the people that he has, people in his family and some of his friends has taken the vaccine and they haven't had any adverse effects. We have heard of all the people like Nicole Tyler that have had adverse effects, and I'm saying, as for me and mine, we not taking it. There simply is not enough research done, in my opinion. And when it comes to the Black community in particular, you have to side out everything. I don't follow blindly. I don't care. If you're in a situation and you're sitting beside a non-Black person and you're a Black person when the shot is being given out, you don't know what's in those vials that they're giving you. That's the point I'm trying to make. But you have to do your best to decide for yourself what you want to do. But as for me and mine, based upon the history and based upon my critical nature, we're not going to do it. It's simply not been enough time, And so I don't have a calling number right now, Blue Skies, and a lot of people don't like to hit the link. But yeah, I don't. And I'm on my phone anyway, and I've only got one phone, so I'm not on my computer. I'm not planning to get the vaccine because I have a weak immune system. Also, the promotion of the vaccine is questionable. Absolutely, Leon Spinks was diagnosed earlier with some form of cancer. Well, yeah. Well, even Fauci said if you have an underlying health condition that you should not, or foodborne allergies and stuff like that, that you should not take the vaccine. No, the government is not trustworthy, especially when it comes to our people, Chris. You see what I'm saying? But even and that's why I urge people to use their critical thinking skills. He didn't want to ask. Yes, absolutely. You can hit the link and not go on camera. Yes, you can absolutely do that. I don't, and he didn't want to. I asked him the question about the Nicole Tyler situation. He said that he apologized and he moving right along. He didn't want to delve into it. I wasn't going to push him. I appreciate him clicking the link to try to explain what it is that he meant. But my thing is, sometimes when you are on YouTube, you have to realize that you don't know these people for real. And when you're talking about a situation like Nicole Tyler was in, this is an actual human being. You should exhibit your humanity as opposed to displaying some sort of inhumanity. But he didn't want to talk about it, so I'm not going to push him. I didn't want to run him off, and so if he didn't want to talk about it, I wasn't going to keep forcing the issue. Do you see what I'm saying? But we heard what he had to say, But if you want to join the conversation, Lex is dropping the link. And I think he didn't like a lot of the stuff that was going on in the chat. But when I jump on, we know that if I jump on somebody's panel, I'm gonna get those. I'm gonna get trolling as well. It's kind of par for the course. You see what I'm saying? And I know that very well. Okay. And so yeah. So yeah, I'm glad I'm glad it wasn't a troll. Like I said, there's so many people cloning accounts and stuff, but I'm not in anybody's chat on the troll page. And Ronnie Q said mission account. What you mean by that, Ronnie Q? Why don't you hit the link and tell me what you meant by that, love? And so yeah, but I'm saying that you should question everything, and me and my family, we're not gonna be able to do it. Thank you for sharing this footage. We serve a mighty God, absolutely, all the time, and we send our prayers over the call. Amen, amen, absolutely. Don't let me get out here without saying, Nicole, if you're listening to this, that we are praying for you, sending prayers and positive energy your way. God is the final say. It don't, you got people like Bill Gates. The reason why I mentioned Bill Gates earlier, going back to that, is that you have a man that wants to merge biology and technology, hence the company BioNTech. And I think that is part of the reason when you have so much money and so much power, we have all heard the saying that absolute power corrupts absolutely. When you are exposed to any and everything in this whole world, you have the means and you have the power to access anything in this whole world. Your mind, in my opinion, starts to become warped. Okay, so the only thing is you've conquered everything in the world. Okay, I meant mission accomplished. And Jay Wilson not liking what said. Oh, I heard that, Rodney Q. Right. So when it comes to somebody like Bill Gates, in my opinion, he has access and he controls a lot of stuff, right? So when you have that kind of power and money, there are no more secrets in this planet. The only other secret left, and the only other thing left to conquer on the planet, is another human being. And I think that when we're talking about Bill Gates and BioNTech, and I think that this is absolutely a bioweapon, because we know that Bill Gates is a tech guy. Why do they keep interviewing Bill Gates if he's a tech guy? He's not a biologist. You see what I'm saying? He's not a doctor. His father, though, was a eugenicist, they say. And so why is he so dedicated to this pandemic? And like I said, when you got our power, you start to want to control people. You want people to bow down to you. You want the world to bend to your will, in my opinion. And I think that we are seeing unchecked power, and unchecked privilege at play here as well. We talked about Obama, creating a pandemic response team in 2014 or 2016. Only a few years later to have this bioweapon, in my opinion, be dispersed upon the world. And you have to question all of that. And yeah, he's not a farmer either. Yeah, they said he's bought up millions of acres of land, not only in this country, but who knows how much land he's bought in other places, like in Africa. And so, and yeah, Bill Gates is trying to put technology in. Well, with that rDNA, that is putting technology into the human body. Replicated DNA that you created in a lab, you're injecting it into human beings. So I agree, Ronnie Q. That is him playing God, in my opinion. I'm going to say allegedly, and also I'm going to say in my opinion. And so all of that thing, when you start to critically think about all of these things, You really have to question what is going on right now. Want to know why Bill Gates opinion. Why I just saw an interview with him a couple of days ago on MSNBC when he's talking about as much as upwards of 10 million people, could die from this pandemic, and we need to be ready for the next pandemic because there is going to be another pandemic. Like, are you playing God? Are you some kind of megalomaniac? You want everybody to, transhumanism, right? You want everybody to bow down to you. Do you think that the only way a human being is going to serve you if you turn him into a transhuman? It's one big social experiment, biological experiment. They've taken it out of the lab, and dispersed it onto all of us. It is crazy to me. And so that causes me to question what's going on. You know, the super rich don't care. The rest of poor humans are simply the way sucking up. Yeah, in their way suck. Yes, you know what I mean. I think that's how they feel. Transhumanism is a merger of human tissue with machine, and that's what our DNA is. So I agree. Human tissue of machines. It's already started. Absolutely, it's already started with this global pandemic, with these rDNA vaccines. That's why I asked the question, what do you think the long term effects could be when it comes to this vaccine? We've seen the short term effects. We've seen Nicole Tyler's video. We know that many people have died from taking this vaccine. Just as well, we know that many people have died from the COVID. We know all of this, but what is going to happen long term? They shot you with this replicated DNA. We don't know what all of the rDNA contains. We don't know the makeup of that. So I don't believe in follow blindly when it comes to something like that. What is it going to do to us? Is it some kind of, I be thinking sometimes people act so crazy these days. I just feel like people, it's like a switch. You know how you flick the switch of your light, right? You flick the switch and your light comes on. You flick the switch and your light goes off. I think sometimes that people act so crazy when you have these mass shootings and stuff. And it just seems like people are flicking a switch in some people's minds, and it's causing them to act crazy, and then they'll flick the switch off again and they'll go back to normal. We don't know what's going on in this world. We are all just pawns in the game when it comes to some of these people that have too much power. you know, and it's crazy. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. Transhumanism. What? Let me go. Yes, absolutely. Google transhumanism. True black. And I don't think that a lot of people, not enough of us human beings that are on the planet, not enough of us realize what's going on until it's too late. In particular in our black communities, because a lot of us do tend to follow blindly when it comes to our health care, simply because we don't know the history. A lot of us don't know the history. Do you see what I'm saying? I can see it with our babies. Absolutely. They are absolutely different. They sure are. They sit up quicker. They are smarter. You know what I mean? And everything. You're right about that when it comes to our babies. I absolutely agree. It's like they are born with the chip. Absolutely. The way my baby navigates the electronic devices. Tiff, I'm always talking about how my nephews know more about electronic devices than I do. I've got a nephew that's 7 years old. He can set my TV better than I can. And my 13-year-old nephew, they do coding and stuff in school and all of this and all of that. He's already doing stuff like creating video games and things of this nature when it comes to coding and stuff like that. So I have to agree with you, you know. And so yeah, Manchurian Candidates. Yeah, I saw that movie. You're right about that, Ruby Lane. That's what it puts me in the mind of, the Manchurian Candidate. So you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, death is imminent. I will make my own judgment. I don't trust. I don't either. That is right, Snazzy girl. That's facts right there. That's how I feel about it too. I'm not going to give you some kind of godlike status over my life. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm following you blindly when you telling me to take this shot just because you said so. I'm not going to do that. I'm not willing to do that. So I agree, Stazzy girl. Till Phil said, like, how does my little baby know how to go to certain devices and know how to use them? You're absolutely right, Tiff. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Sissy Desi says, I think that the dominant society is fully aware of the dwindling absolutely that too population numbers. In fact, in many European countries, it's already irreversible. There are several articles online. You're absolutely right about that, Sexy Desi. And we know when they go to talking about global depopulation and stuff like that. I've did videos talking about global depopulation. The videos out there about the NWO, New World Order, and all of the we are simply pawns because people want to have godlike status. These are, they feel like they can control the number of people on the planet because they feel like they don't have enough room to thrive. Even over there in Africa, I did a video one time reading an article about that Prince William or something like that saying that it was so many people so many indigenous Africans on the continent of Africa that is not enough room for the animals. I'm thinking that is crazy. That don't make no sense because it is a whole lot of people in Africa that are not indigenous. So if Africa is growing to the point to where there's not enough room for the animals, that means there's too many people over there that are not indigenous. Okay, but make it make sense. But that's how they moving though. Yeah. Notice they're getting the military ready. Yeah, for getting people vaccinated too. Ready up on HR6. That's right. Thank you, Roddy Q. I did a video talking about a couple of videos. We spoke about HR6666. If you guys don't know about HR6666, Google it. Scroll down to my videos. I did a whole video about it. I read to everybody the bill, the HR666 bill. I read it about contact tracing, and and like you said, they're dispersing the military to help with the vaccination. So they say that's the first part of it right there. So what if they go, they go from helping the medical professionals vaccinate people. What if they go to some kind of system where you're going to do the contact tracing and they're going to go door to door giving you the COVID, the COVID, testing you for COVID. It's like mandatory. They can do that. Under the guise of HR6666. It's just like they're opening the door to what do you call it? Uh, not what do you call it when the government is running martial law? It's like they're trying to creep up on it slowly. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, Africa will be completely owned by China. They're working on it, Charlie. Africa has been colonized, recolonized, and it's being colonized again by the Chinese. Absolutely, we talked about that too. We talked about the fact that the Asians, are trying to, take up Africa because they pretty much killed off their own continent via out that nuclear. What was it? The nuclear meltdown that they had. What was the name of it? Fukushima. They pretty much killed their continent off. So they have, and it was too many people, they say, on the continent anyway, to the point to where they have to find somewhere else to go. So yeah, you're right about that. Uh-huh. They literally play right in our faces. They sure do, Tiff. Feel you're right about that. When they come out when they come out with new drugs and your doctors or manager promotes them and you go and take them, they would get a bonus and get paid. Right. They experimenting on you. But you're not questioning. Your doctor comes to you, hey, here's a new drug for arthritis. Take this. And I bet you'll feel better. They get paid every time they can write you that prescription. You come back 3 months later to get blood work done. They're experimenting on you without you even knowing you're being experimented on. You should question everything. That is a perfect example. I agree with that. Yes, absolutely. Even if the medicine might make you sick or kill you, absolutely, absolutely. That's perfect. I'm glad you typed that. I'm glad you made that comment, Blue Skies, because you're right about that. You're absolutely right. They won't even tell you that it's if it's an experimental drug. You know, it looks to be real. Yes, the people are blind. Yes, you have to question everything. You have to advocate for yourself. If anything, if I promoted anything, is promoting advocating for yourself, especially when it comes to anything to do with healthcare. You know, I'm promoting advocacy. Do what's best for you. Never follow blindly. You know, that's my issue. Hey Donna, everything is suspicious. Why would the people in question want to save people whom they feel shouldn't be here? Absolutely, Donna, you're right about that because you know they call us melanated people in America. They call us non-producers. You see what I'm saying? They're calling us non-producers. They call all people non-producers. And when you put that in the context of depopulation, we're not producers. Old people are not producers. Do you see what I'm saying? And you put that out, you wrap that up with them saying something like, well, the death rate for COVID in the black community is significantly higher than in any other community. Now, what is that gonna make you think of? I'm thinking, well, dang. Well, are they trying to just depopulate my community? You know, it's crazy. So that's right. You should be suspicious of everything. I absolutely agree with that. You know. And so yeah, that with everything else you just somebody said about their numbers dwindling. You know, you have to think. You have to critically think. You should never follow blindly. Never. I don't advocate for following blindly because ain't nobody's mouth a prayer book. You know, so like I said earlier, never would I ever come on here and say, well, y'all take the shot because me and my family took it and we good, so that means y'all can take it, black people. No, I would never say that. Nor would I ever come on here and say, our black people don't take the shot. I'm saying do your own research and choose to do what is best for you. That's what I'm saying. I don't have the power to control somebody's mind, nor do I want to, you know. And so yeah, they passed a law like 6 years ago saying that we cannot sue a pharmaceutical. That's right, because they work and these doctors make us sick from sight. Let me tell you something else. they were I heard a video where they were talking about the vaccine, and they were talking about the fact that could you be forced to take the vaccine against your will? And some people were stating the fact that several years ago they had there was a lawsuit, a federal lawsuit, and the lawsuit was talking about um could you be forced to take like a vaccine or the vaccines in general, or could you be forced if it's in the interest of public health? And the Supreme Court ruled that yes, you can be forced to take something like a vaccine if they believe it's in the interest of public health. So, in the interest of public health, they can force you to take a vaccine of this nature in the interest of public health. They were saying that the public health outweighs your personal choice. Yes, you can be forced under the guise of the public health law. Yeah, absolutely, Ronnie Q. You can be forced to take this vaccine. So that coupled with the fact that they're saying that the military is being dispersed to help these medical professionals give you that vaccine, knowing all that you can be forced to take this vaccine, it have to make you think and question everything. Because there is a law stating that the public health outweighs your personal choice. So, yes, in fact, you can't be forced to take the vaccine. They're giving you a choice right now, but pay attention to what's going on. And that is called martial law. So, yeah. So, yeah, at Tabernacles, I'm starting to think that Africans are just used to being colonized by someone. It's very irritating. I have tried to figure out why. Child, that's a whole other discussion, Sexy Dixie. I tell you, they can't get rid of us. Nope, nope. We're the first. We're gonna be the last. If they could, they would. Their survival is dependent upon ours. You're absolutely right, and they know that. The thing is, Tip, they can't figure out why. That's the issue. That's the reason for all the experimentation. Throughout these centuries, they can't figure out why. So you're absolutely right about that, Tiff. Yes. I was trying to read something else. Like you said, they Olivia Orcas. I can't hit the link right now. You can't. Okay, Ronnie Q. I hate that you can't hit it right now. Because, girl, you know this is our conversation right here, right? Child, the chants are doing, the Chinese are doing to Africa what they did to America. Well, they're doing, I know, they're doing to Africa what they wish they could do. But yeah, they bought up a lot of property over here, true. But, you know, these folks over here, they not going to, yeah, that's not gonna work. Cause they run this over here. They run it. They feel like they built it. Then they feel like they the only ones that's gonna run it in the ground. So yeah. They're not gonna let anything rule the Americas at the end of the day, anything other than white supremacy. That's it, that's all. Yeah, that's right. We don't die, honey, we multiply. It's God. First and the last, that whole thing. They can never get rid of us. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, Chris, I agree. And they hate us for that. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. Stacey Chris said, I also question the fact that Caucasians will be the minority in years to come. Yeah, they've said that, right? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Could that be affected to do population control? Absolutely, it could. And get rid of the less. Absolutely, Stacey girl. Yes, I believe that as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. That could also play into it. Absolutely. Uh huh. This Morgan says facts. Hey Clark here, how you doing? Let's be real said at Tampa Dawkins. They've got the African Union. They're looking to themselves now to solve their own problems. They should have been doing that at first, but they so greedy over there on that continent. Some of the leaders, let's be real, that's the reason why things are such as they are, in my opinion, when it comes to the indigenous peoples over there on the continent of Africa. You know? And so, yeah, they hate us because they need us. White supremacists. Absolutely, Chris. They hate you and they want to be you until it's time to be you. So you're right about that. Yes, but Africa has all of the precious. Yeah, Africa, and I've said this before, Africa is a self sustaining continent. Africa is so mineral rich, it does literally doesn't need anything else from any other continent. It is the only continent that is rooted in the earth. It does not travel. It does not move. It does not float. Every other continent separated itself from the continent of Africa. It is the only continent that is rooted in the earth. Because it is rooted in the earth, it is self sustainable. That is why every other country has conquered or want to colonize the continent of Africa. That is the reason why. Yeah, absolutely. Babs, Olivia, they need our bone marrow. Everyone look up the article on the African American bone marrow. We are ordained and anointed, but because of the melanin in our skin, I absolutely agree with that. Because of this melanin in our skin, because of this DNA, you know, the melanin in our skin, there's not only melanin in our skin, there's melanin in nature, there's melanin in outer space, you know, because we are one with God and we are one with nature. And for that fact, they will continue to try to figure out what makes us us. So I agree with that. I'm glad you brought that up. And that's a fact. If you don't believe me, Google it. Or better yet, aside from Googling it, read a book. Yeah, y'all the best. We coming up on 2 hours. I'm gonna get off here in a few minutes. Nobody else is gonna hit the link, so I'm gonna get off here in a few minutes. Okay, guys. Yes, those. Yes, yes, those. Some of those African leaders have been selling out the people for ages. Absolutely, let's be real, and that's the problem. That's the genesis of the problem, in my opinion. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, and Chandler's so true, but we gotta try. Chandler said straight to the point. They mad. They are not us. You're absolutely right. That's why you have to know. You welcome, Ruby. That's how you have to know who you are. You know what I mean? They would like to recreate it. They tried time and time again. You're right about that, Sissy Dixie. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, yeah. The very thought of injecting melanated people in particular with replicated DNA, the very thought of it screams a big giant science project to me. The very thought of it, I'll scream science project. You know, it's very weird science. Y'all remember that movie? It's very weird science to me, and so it don't make sense. Nice conversation. Thank you. Thank you, Jewel, for joining us. Yeah, yeah. But y'all, I'm going to get out of here, right? Nobody else wanted to jump on. I thank Jay Wilson for coming on, because we were talking about him. And I thank him for coming on and clicking the link and letting him speak his piece. Do you see what I'm saying? And so yeah, but at the end of the day, thanks for the info, Miss Olivia. Stay safe, vigilant, everyone. Yeah, absolutely, Snazzy girl, you too. Africa, we was number one place that has the absolutely blue skies. We was the first, and we're gonna be the last. It's just point blank and period. So yeah, if someone is trying to eliminate you, that means you are powerful and important. Absolutely. People don't try to eliminate non-threats. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Tamara. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Charlie B. Toy says Miss Olivia, thank you for sharing greatness. Thank you. Happy Sunday, everyone. Enjoy your week. Absolutely, everybody. I am on that note. I am going to get out of here. Is Lady Tia still in here to let us know her final words? She probably gone by now, but y'all know how Lady Tia do it at the end of the video. And I'll start it in Africa Blue. That's right. And I'll start it in Africa. And it's going to end there. You see what I'm saying? It started there and it's going to end there. Thank you, Stephanie. you know, love you in the channel. Have a good one. Thank you, Tamara. Love you too. All you guys have a great day. Like I said, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have a great start to your work week. Above all else, the one thing that I wanted to convey, if you learn nothing else, thank you, Blue Skies. If you learn nothing else from this live, um, the point I was trying to make is that you have to do when it comes to this vaccine, this pandemic, you have to do what's best for you. Never follow blindly. Don't go doing anything when it comes to your health in particular just cause somebody else said so. You do what is best for you. Whether you're for the shot or against the shot, you do what's best for you. Think about it. Try to do as much research as you can. Even if you do research, you still have to decide if you're going to trust it or not. And don't never give away, you know, yourself away blindly. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, Nancy. You have a great day too. And so that is my final thought. That is the message that I wanted to convey. And I also want to let Nicole Tyler know that we are praying for you. We are thinking about you. We are speaking life into you. You are agreeing that God has the final say over your life. We are agreeing on that. You know what I mean? And just all types of positive energy. And thank you for coming on here and sharing your story, Nicole Tyler. It sparked a conversation that needs to be had in our community because of the history that we have with the healthcare system. Coco said, "I purchased the." Oh, did you? I purchased the medical apartheid book. Can't wait to read it. Yeah, thank you, Coco. Licious. Please read it and let me know what you thought. It's an eye opener. It's an eye opener because a lot of people follow blindly. This was a great listen. Thank you. Let's be real. So anyway, that is what I wanted to convey to you guys, as well as let Nicole Tyler, that we are thinking about her. And I also want to thank her for being a whistleblower and thank her for sparking the conversation, whether you for the shot or not. I thank her for sparking the conversation because she gave us a first-hand account on how it could go wrong if you do take that shot. You know what I mean? Jay Wilson gave us an account of him not having any side effects. So you got testimonials on both sides. And that out of spark a debate within you that should cause you to critically think about what it is that you want to do pertaining to that. But we know that in fact that we are in the midst of a global pandemic, and what you need to do is be safe out there. Okay, that's what you need to do, is be safe, because it is real. It is not fake. The thing is out here, it is killing people. All right, so you have to be as safe as you can. You have to protect yourself. You know what I mean? And so on that note, I'm gonna get out here. You guys have a once again great start to your week. Thank you so much for joining me for this conversation. Just thank you guys, and I appreciate it. Y'all be safe. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Stay prayed up and absolutely watch your back. Bye bye. Peace.